a version of Cooking with Aunties. And today, I get to be the auntie for a change. So this is fantastic. Lily is here with me, and we are in the height of blueberry season. So we are gonna make some blueberry jam. Lily, are you excited?
Yes.
Have you made jam before?
Nope.
Are you going to make jam forever after this?
Yep.
Excellent. So we are ready to make some jam. Over here we have, Lily, what's called mise en place. Do you know what that means?
Ingredients?
Pretty close. Take another guess.
Supplies.
Surprise?
Supplies.
Supplies? Pretty close. Take another guess.
I don't really know.
I'm just teasing you. You're pretty much right all along. Mise en place is French for putting everything in place. So to put everything in place to get ready for our cooking today, we have over here 7, count 'em, 7 cups of sugar. How much do you like that?
A lot.
Oh, great. We have 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I only like to use freshly squeezed, not out of a jar or pre-squeezed. We have Certo liquid pectin, which I really like to work with, and we need 2 of those to go in. We have our canning jars, which will soon be sterilized, and we have some fabulous local organic blueberries. Look at the size of them. Woohoo! And finally, for a little treat, a secret is a little bit of butter, and that will come in just a little bit later. So with mise en place ready, we're on to our next step. You ready? So I used to make jam with my mom and grandma back home, and it's a fantastic thing to do because you can build it up for your pantry all winter long and have those delicious berries all winter long. It's important to sterilize your jars. So over here, we've boiled the kettle and we've unscrewed all of the lids and tops, and we're going to let them settle in boiling hot water and soap until we are ready to use them. Step 1.
You take your jar and then you twist off the top. Take the top, put it in the water, and then you just pop off this and stick it in the water and let it like burn, and then you take off the top part and pop it into the sterilization water.
Ready.
And then you take the glass jar and put it in the dishwasher.
And you're gonna cook it on high heat for a cycle until they're nice and sterilized. Be mashing. Ready?
Yep.
So, what it says in the recipe is you gotta mash your berries. So to me, this is the most fun part. You can stick them all in a food processor, press a button, and it's done in a couple minutes. Or you can sit in the kitchen and mash for a couple of hours, or actually it's not even that long, and just really enjoy the process of connecting with the berries and connecting with the food. So we have mashed, by the time we're done, layer by layer, about 4.5 cups of mashed berries, which will then go into our big boiling pot over here. Now, as we were mashing, Lily told me a story about her auntie's jam. What was your story, Lily?
When I was little, my favorite jam from Auntie Lori was apricot, and I used to eat it with toast every morning. And then one morning, I ran out of apricot jam, and I was like, "Mommy, where's the jam?" And she's like, "Oh, you ate it all." I was like, "When's it coming again?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know. We'll have to call Auntie Lori." And I was like, "But I want apricot jam." So she went and bought it from the store, and I didn't really eat it often. I ate cereal for breakfast because I just wanted Auntie's jam.
Yep. Need to give it some activity. Sorry to do the talking over. This is for Lori to start talking.
So all of our berries are nice and blue, and they're now in the pot. So Lily, you're gonna take all of that sugar over there and bring it over, and we're gonna mix it all in. The little one. Keep pouring it all in there. Moms, don't tell your kids there's this much sugar in blueberry jam. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but my mom always gave us lots of sugar. Okay, reach over there, get one of the stirring spoons over there.
Ready?
Any one of them? Big wooden spoon. Yeah, when I was little, my mom used to chase us around the house with one of these if we were bad. So we used to take them all and hide them, and come time to make jam, she couldn't find any of them. So you mix that all in there until all of your sugar is pretty much melted in with all of your berries. Lily, would you like to get the little measuring spoon and the lemon juice? Yeah. And we're also going to measure in 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And this just tarts it up a little bit. Lemon juice, freshly squeezed, an essential ingredient. All right, Lil, so do you want to be the stirrer?
Sure.
All right, so you just keep stirring that until the sugar is mixed in. And then we're going to add some heat. So this is a really nice purple color. You don't want to be spilling that on any of your shirts or floors, although it will come out. Lily's looking at her shirt to make sure she didn't get any blueberry on it. Now we're going to turn up the heat and let it boil. It will boil, and when it's boiling, we let it boil for at least 1 minute. We call this a rolling boil or a boiling boil, and once that's done, we'll go to the next step. It's supposed to overflow, so we're at the rolling boil stage, and this is fantastic. So this is where we literally take the Surdo, and we'll pour that in there. Lily's been really good. This should take it down, take it down, take it down. Take it down, take it down, take it down. There, it goes down a little bit.
Oh, it smells
So we
amazing.
got 2 containers of Surdo in there. 1. See how it came down from the rolling boil? Now, there's a little trick that happens here. I don't know if it's an old wives' tale, if it's my mom's tale, my grandmother's tale, but somebody told her that if you take a dab of butter, just a dab, and you drop it in there, boop, and let it melt into your brew, that you'll get a lot less scum. We don't want a lot of scum because everybody knows that scum is good jam wasted.
It's overflow.
It's okay. So for one minute, so look at the clock, so we'll let it go till 1:40.
9:41.
Yeah. And then we've got to get the all right, so now that it's been boiling at a rolling boil for 1 to 2 minutes, sometimes I like it to leave it on for 2. We're going to remove our batch and put it on a nice chopping board, and we're going to do what's called skimming the scum. So we're going to skim the scum off the top. I usually save this because my husband Mike likes to eat it regardless of its jam or scum. So here we go. Turn that off. Okay, Lily, and if you would just let me do this for a sec. I'm going to lift it. Let go. Let go. There we go. Let go. No, we don't need that in there anymore. So give it a wrap. Yep. So, and you can take that over to the sink. Now you've got to get in there with your spoon. So there's a little finesse to this. Some jams have more scum than others, and you just skim the top. That is scum. So it's the fluffy stuff that, ooh, hot, hot. Hot, fluffy stuff that's on the top. You just skim that off around there like that, Lil. So I'll let you do that without burning yourself, and you just drip it onto your plate, so it might be easier to put that. So be very careful. You just go around the top like that with your spoon and get the scum off the top. While Lily is getting the scum off the top and continuing to do so, I am going to take out the jars that have been sterilized. So they're pretty hot right now. And we have a very small kitchen. So they all come over here and they will soon be filled with delicious jam. We have already cleaned off the jar lids. Oh, that's looking great, Billy. So this last bit now?
Yeah.
This last bit happens pretty quickly. We take the scum off and we quickly get them into the jars, seal the jars, and you've got your jam ready to go. So that is our next step. Lily, we're ready to go. A little tricky, a little hot, so you give it a nice stir. I usually use this nice ladle here, and you want to try to drop it in, but you want to try to not get much along the sides of the jar or dripping down if you can. Ooh, it gets quite hot. And you want to fill it almost to the top, up to almost the top. So I'll do a couple of those, and then you can do a couple. This is where you want to be a little bit quick, because you see if you're a little slow, your jam starts to set on the inside. Do you want to try a couple?
Sure.
Okay, it's very hot, so be extra careful. Excellent. Okay. You did great. There you go. So when you're doing, we are putting the lids on our final product. So what my mom and my grandmother would do is they would actually melt wax, and they would actually put a waxy topping over top of that. I found that I didn't really have to do that, because this gets eaten so quickly, and this can last 2 to 3 years on your shelf without getting moldy or anything like that, or going off. So I save that extra step. It's a space saver for me. So we just seal them right up. Show them how we seal them up, Lily.
Put on the top.
Yep.
Push it down.
And make sure it's screwed on nice and tight.
But you have to make sure, because the jar can get really hot.
Yeah.
Nice and tight.
Okay, and one other thing we do is I like to make sure that I just wipe around the edge with a very clean cloth. This is clean, and maybe around the inside edge if there's anything extra that might be there, to just clean it up so that we won't get any bacteria or anything there.
Once again.
So Lily,
Put it on.
if we were to sell all of this, what would our profit be?
Well, if we were to sell all of these for $5, we would make $60. But all the ingredients today costed $35. So our profit of the day would be $25 if we sold all of these.
Which is not too bad, and you could always sell them for $5.50 and make a little bit more if you wanted. So what's your plan now that you know how to make jam?
Well, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to Ontario, and I'm going to ask my uncle if he could build me a jam stand. Then I'm going to grow blueberry plants on, like, in my garden in the front yard. Then I'm going to make blueberry jam and sell it for, like, $5 or something like that. Depends on how much my ingredients.
$5.50.
Depends
Gift
on how much
wrapped.
my ingredients cost.
Great. So we've had a fantastic day here cooking with aunties, and I hope you take what you've learned and have a fun time making all kinds of jam. I like to give these out for Christmas gifts, and you know what I get back in return?
What?
A lot of love and a lot of empty jars asking for more.
And a lot of socks.
A lot of socks. So there we have it. Some fabulous blueberry jam, and Lily is going to test it. She is going to be our scum taster today. Because, I mean, you can't help but eat it. It's so good.
Here we go.
How's
And
a
of
cameraman? Oh, yeah.
And I always save the best for my hubby.
Scummy. Really good. Okay, thanks guys.